Okay. You can lucid dream, so do you think you could induce that shroom state within a lucid dream? I have no idea. LSD is so much better than DMT, wasabi in low doses, like caffeine high mix before. Yeah, I know. Let me be able to do weed again, and then I'll think about other stuff. People have lost the ability to speak from some psychedelics? What? Source. And not just like my friend said this. Is that actually observed? Studies have shown psilocybin has shown to have lasting effects on your personal life for 14 months. My friend and I, both medical students, have used it for introspective properties and found ourselves much more motivated and empathetic for months. Yeah, so the permanent change from psychedelics is supposed to be it's called like openness, like openness to new. What is it called? There's like a name for this like personality change that supposedly it can cause for a permanent amount of time. Is it just called? Oh, it's this. Wait, it's openness. I think it's just openness, right? It remains significantly higher than baseline more than 1 year after the session. How do you feel about the legal status of psychedelics after having taken them? I mean, I don't think any of those drugs should be illegal. If you're someone who can lucid dream and they took mushrooms, could that brain recreate the mushroom reality via lucid dream? I don't know. It's really hard for me to talk about that. I don't know. Even in my craziest, most bizarre lucid dreams, I'm still having a conscious experience in a way that feels similar to the conscious experience that I generally feel. But like to be removed from your conscious experience or to experience something prior to that, something before consciousness, like what you would do like on an ego death, I've never ever dreamt anything. Even like if I were to draw like a graph of like how different shrooms are compared to my craziest dreams, if I were to put it on a spectrum, like if this is reality and like a normal dream kind of feels weird like this, like maybe you've got trouble running or some crazy shit, and then like a dream like where you feel like God or some crazy shit is here, like shrooms are on like another spectrum that's like way over here. It's like it can't even be measured on this line. It's something totally different, and it's so much more. Like it's way it's not even remotely, it's so much different. Like, if you think that the dream within a dream shit is scary, try the waves coming back from a psychedelic trip where you think you're sober again, and then all of a sudden everything changes and you're not actually sure if you're ever going to come back to reality or not. Because the difference is, like, when you're on psychedelics, it actually does feel that way. Holy shit. Were you able to control the world you went to at all? No, I was a passive observer to everything that happened to me. I had no control over fucking anything. I became, like, the auditory and visual hallucinations are so fucking strong and so terrifying. So absolutely terrifying. Or it was for me anyway. It might not be for everybody. I shouldn't say that, sorry. When you say you lived infinite realities, or it felt like it to you, do you think the human mind could actually experience that much time and not go insane? Is there not some kind of small evidence that you only think you did? Well, I hate reiterating this point over and over again. Of course I only think I did, but whatever I think I experienced is what I experienced. That's what I'm saying. There's no other way. The only things you have are your experiences. There's nothing besides that. So, like, if I experienced multiple realities at a time, then I mean I did from my perspective. Whether I did or didn't is irrelevant, because nothing else matters besides what I personally perceive, right? Which reality made you the happiest? I like this reality more than the other one. Why did you decide against taking a slower approach to shrooms? Was it impatient to get to the ego death stuff? Because I had absolutely zero fucking respect for any of that shit, dude. I don't know if people realize my level of arrogance, but basically what I would expect... So the initial goal was, what I had heard people say, was that if you take shrooms, it'll totally change your personality and make you believe in God or some shit. So I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. Like, that would never happen. And after I did an eighth, I started to get worried. I was like, okay, well, I took an eighth, and about an hour and a half in, I was like, wait a second. Like, 3.5 grams is supposed to be a decent amount, but you know what? Fuck this shit. I want to go big. So then I took another bag, and I was like, you know what? 7 is not big enough. We got to go all the way. And then I take another bag. I was like, all right, this is... Let's go find out everything that shrooms has to offer mankind. And then we'll fucking go hard. And I figure that, like, yeah, it'll be whatever. But, oh my God. I was so fucking clueless. I was so fucking clueless. I can't blame myself, though, because, like, how could you even conceive what a drug like that would do to you? How could you even... How could you even begin to fathom? I mean, like, clearly I couldn't. So, whew, but we learned. Is your ultimate goal now to experience ego death and not be afraid of it? So, like, be in control? I don't even know if I'm as interested in it. Fuck. It's not gonna start me all the way. Okay. Are you more willing to listen to people that were spouting that over and over again in chat and have years of psychedelic experience? It's hard to. It's really hard. Wait, why am I pushing that button? I'm pushing the wrong button. It's really hard to do it. It's really hard to understand it. Wait, so have you done it? It's really hard to convey that without experiencing it yourself, right? Like, how do you do that? I don't know how you communicate it without doing it yourself. So I mean, ultimately, like, I'm glad I did it. I would have never believed anybody without having tried it myself, right? Holy shit. Shin Godzilla. Gojira? What do they call him? If you're able to control another reality by drug, would you live in that reality? Maybe. I mean, if it was, like, real good. Maybe to some extent. Oh, that's actually interesting. I've never actually considered that question before. But maybe to some extent, that's what drug addicts are like, right? If you're somebody that's addicted to, like, you know, meth or heroin or some shit, maybe that's what you do. This reality is shit. But whatever reality you experience while you're on like those types of drugs is preferable to this one, so that's why you do it, right? You might not have the exact same experience the next time, but you will eventually go back to that same place and it's not fun. Makes the whole thing not worth it in my experience. Going back doing the psychedelics? I don't know what my goal would be to do it again. If I were to do it again, I'm not sure. Or maybe I've like learned everything. Maybe I've taken everything that I've wanted to from that experience. I don't know. Like right now, like where I'm at currently, I like don't recommend that anybody does like some crazy shit like that. But in a very small way, I kind of wish everybody had at least once, because Jesus, the perspective is fucking amazing. Perspective on things like mental illness and whatever is like really amazing as well. Don't have a goal when you go into it. A goal should just be to trip, nothing more. Hubris is really not good when it comes to psychedelics. Yeah, tell me about it. Why are you so concerned with reality? If you're a REM, don't believe that living in a fantasy, but being happy is all that matters. I've already talked about this like a million times, so I don't know if I want to go into this again. Would you ever, instead of playing a game, learn a new instrument on stream? Maybe. Learning stuff on stream sucks. I'm actually thinking that I might stop browsing Reddit and try to replace that. I need to do more reading. But like, I'm kind of wondering, Devin, when he wakes up in the morning, Devin like reads books. Bella reads a lot too. I kind of wonder if I wake up in the morning, if I have like maybe that psych book or the philosophy book, that if I just read something when I wake up, if that would like entertain me in a similar way and I wouldn't need to do like Reddit or whatever. It might be way better. How will you stay up to date on memes? Browsing Reddit on stream, I think, probably would be a good substitute. The ironic part, it kind of sounds like an excuse, but in a real way, keeping up with memes and shit is actually kind of my job. So, like, there is some value in reading Reddit, but not for hours and hours a day. I don't need to read for that long. Should you feel guilty if someone's life is ruined because of your suggestion of drugs? I don't know. That's why I'm trying to be really careful when I talk about it. I'm not sure. Again, like, looking at the clinical evidence, like, psychedelics should never permanently ruin somebody. Like, that shouldn't be possible. But depending on the type of person you are, I mean, maybe it could. I don't know. That's what I kind of worried about for a long time. Like, maybe I'm just the type of person that, like, the drug itself didn't ruin it, but it caused me to think thoughts that actually destroyed my life. I don't know. But I don't think so. Are you ever going to release a video? If Recful ever uploads it and sends it to me. Some percentage of your audience has latent mental illness and psychedelics can awaken. I mean, the idea is that psychedelics could cause an earlier onset of things if you're predisposed to it, but... Answer my question. If it's bad, then say another time, buddy. Wait, what? Have your viewpoints changed on suicide after shrooms? No, that hasn't impacted it at all. The only thing that really changed was I gained... So the lessons that I took away from psychedelics from my shroom trip was a much better understanding of mental illness, what it feels like to experience it, altered states of mind, and then my relationship with what is real and my understanding of that. Those are the only two things that changed significantly, I think.